Oh. Give it a moment here. Yep, there we go. Hey, hi, hello, good evening, and your week has been going well for you so far. Welcome to the middle of the week, and yeah, man, thanks for waiting for me. I did have something come up, but it wasn't anything major, but just something that needed to be addressed right away, so yeah, thanks for sticking out with me. And as we are here in the middle of the week, we are also in the middle of the superkart season in Project Cars. Man, that season's been going on for longer than I expected. Like, I guess I thought they would all be short. Then again, my sample size was only 1, and that was like the kart season, and that was short, and now we got to superkarts, and that's like way longer. It's weird. Oh, well, hopefully we'll get through that. We'll get to a point where we can start switching up tracks, because I do want to try out some other kart types, you know? This game is called Project Cars, not Project Karts, and it would be nice to drive some other vehicles. Let's get back in here. Good evening to you too, yeah. Good evening, Molecular Shadow Fox. Good to see you as always. One of those last-minute things to do, eh? Yeah. You know how real life can be sometimes. It just like sneaks up on you and goes, "Hey, here's a new thing for you to do." And then I was like, "All right, fine, I'll do it." Right? May as well, right? Okay. Just gonna go into the Superkart Championship. Wow, championship, huh? Looks like 5 rounds. So here's hoping that this is the climax of it all, right? To think I left off last week right at here. Well, at least it means we'll get to check out something new tonight, right? Anyways, how's everyone doing tonight? How are you? How has the week been treating you so far? Yeah. All we gotta do is just like get in there and qualify, as usual. About 10 minutes to get our time in here. Oh yeah, off to a good start. How's things? Things are going pretty well. Like, work has been pretty steady, pretty calm, all things considered. Don't know if we'll hit anything big just yet, but definitely a few more meetings than usual, at least, so there is that. Meetings for me are like a mixed bag. On one hand, you do get to, stop your usual routine for a bit. On the other hand, it is a meeting with all the ups and downs that entails from it. You gotta sit in a dark room while some fella in front just, talks on and on about something for 30 minutes to an hour. I'm not too bad trying to cope with the ungodly heat. Oh, geez, yeah. Summer, it's in full swing now. I did actually go out earlier today, and boy, howdy. Even after only like 20 minutes of walking, I was exhausted and sweating, like, by the end. Wasn't even that much. I just, it's just a casual walk up and down the street, and I was already feeling it. Definitely that period of time where, unless I absolutely have to, I probably won't go outside until it's like late afternoon, early evening, because it'll at least be marginally cooler then. Like, not even summer fashions can help you out, right? You could be as lightly clothed as possible, and it will still be hot. After a certain point, you can't take off any more clothes and you will still be sweltering. Best you can do is just, like, you know, hole up somewhere with AC or, like, some sort of fan or anything, right? 1 a.m. last night, it was 26 degrees Celsius. Oh, jeez. Yeah. That would do it. It's like, thank goodness the place I'm in right now does have central cooling air. Right? I don't have like a separate AC unit or anything like that. When my apartment side stayed at, like, a long time ago, it did require me to have, like, you know, a separate AC unit because they didn't do central air conditioning. Just wasn't great. Right, because you had to decide, like, which portion of your room you would want to be cooler and which other parts you would have to, unfortunately, sacrifice to the weather. You also had to, like, you know, make sure your possessions were in the right place to not get overly affected by heat either. Granted, probably that part is probably not too much of an issue for most people, but it's something to consider, right? Yep, driving this morning, my semi was like a greenhouse because of the large windscreen and sunroof. Oh, man. Yeah, and that's the other part of summer. Your car just, like, turns into a veritable heat trap. Right, already bad enough on its own, but just means you gotta be, like, mega extra careful if, you know, you got pets or you're going along with kids, because, yeah. Just be careful. That's all I've got to say. There's been no breeze here, just hot, dry heat. Ah. That's the other part, when you don't have, like, a breeze to help cool things down. Although that can be a bit of a double-edged sword, right? Because if it's a hot wind, then things are just gonna get worse. But if you manage to get something that's, like, not a hot wind, then you're okay. It's actually kind of funny, though, because all things considered, if you were to go to, like, someplace like, say, Vegas, you might, at least for me, when I was in Vegas, I could bear, like, slightly hotter temperatures precisely because it was a dry heat, right? I think part of the thing I have about the hot weather is the humidity that comes with it. Because you got, like, high humidity, your body's just gonna be perspiring like crazy. Right, you're coming in and your clothes are all soaked and your skin is also soaked with sweat. But in, like, drier heats, that's not too much of an issue, right? You don't have that stuff just, like, clinging to you. God help you if you have black leather seats. Oh, man. Yeah. Leather, because it just sticks to you. Leather and shorts in hot weather, just no, no, no. Oh, jeez. Yeah, that would suck, right? It would be fine, right? As long as you kept sitting, but the moment you start standing up, that's when it gets painful. Right, that's when you would usually bring, like, a seat cushion or a towel or something to put on your butt, so, you know, it doesn't stick. I don't know, I remember watching another streamer, and she was talking about how she likes wearing short shorts all the time, and she did admit that it was a bit of a liability in summer, especially when she went to, like, say, a stadium, and sat on, like, say, metal bleachers. Just, yeah. Standing up, that's when it gets painful. Oh, man. It's like sitting on hot coals, yeah. Whether it be metal or dark leather. Then again, there are some people out there who will do anything for fashion. And I have to admit that I would be, like, one of those folks, kind of, sort of, sometimes. Said it already, but when it comes to, like, cold weather and sweater dresses, I'll gladly wear them, right? It's fun. Most people ask me, aren't you cold in that? I'm like, yeah, you know what, I am, but you know what I also am? I'm cute. Because, hey, I can't wear sweater dresses in summer, so why not take advantage of it when I can? Although I guess I could also do it, like, during fall and maybe very early spring. Those are also nice seasons, too, because that's where I usually wear, like, oversized hoodies as well. That's always fun. What's that saying? Beauty is pain. I mean, I get it. There are ways you can be fashionable and still be comfy, but I don't know. I think part of the fun for me is yeah. I think there was an image I saw like a really, really long time ago that was like comparing two characters in winter. Right, one was kind of dressed like your usual anime character who dresses how they do, regardless of weather, and the other one was like dressed what looked like a bit more practical for winter. Right, one of them was like wearing like, you know, thigh-high socks and was shivering, and the other one was wearing like full coverage tights, and there's like a note pointing out that it was one of those thick tights, so they were still cozy and still fashionable, so, yeah. It was like things like that. To be honest, I would like to go for both of those outfits. Guess it depends on my mood. Am I fine with putting up with like a little bit of extreme weather, or do I just want to be comfy? Sometimes it depends, right? It does feel like that sometimes. I imagine other folks are like that too, right? It doesn't necessarily have to be like dress up or anything, but there are days where you perhaps want to try to look somewhat neat and clean, and other days you just going, all right, throw on a shirt and pull on some sweatpants or something, and then just go out, get what I need, and then go back home. Right, forget how I look. I just want to do my errands, get them done.
That's it, you have pole position. No one can touch you now. You're starting on the front row tomorrow.
Oh, cool. It's one of the things I like about yapping. It's like 10 minutes just went by, right? Like just like that, in the blink of an eye. See that here a lot in autumn and winter. Folks be walking around in shorts, t-shirts, or skirts. I'm like, how are they not freezing to death? I mean, it could be a combination of that, right? A combination of maybe they're putting up with it. Maybe a combination of they might have like different temperature thresholds as well. I remember back in middle school, right? It was like in middle school where I don't know. For some reason, everyone else seemed to think like the building we were in was hot, and I remember being like just fine with it. I don't know. Something about it didn't register as hot with me. I don't know if it was just like I didn't realize what hot was yet or something else, but it was I always felt weird about it because everyone else would talk about like how hot the building was, and I'm just sitting there going, you know, I'm okay. It's fine. On the flip side, it seems like cold does affect me a little bit more, which I guess is a bit ironic, but yeah.
You're leading by 7 seconds. We're in a good place. Keep it up.
Yeah, you need that comfy outfit for dossing about the house or just nipping down the shop. Yeah. Something you can just throw on quick and at least look somewhat okay for going out, right? Even the mailman wears shorts all year round. I suppose if you're... Well, I don't know how mail delivery works, but... I know at least around here, if they're in like the city or the neighborhood, they do... The mail carriers do a bit of walking, so maybe walking around wearing shorts might be more comfortable that way. That being said, I know there are some people who just prefer shorts. I remember there was a classmate I had in high school who just wore shorts year-round. And, you know, they were like the knee length. They were the long shorts that like went down to his knees, but always wore shorts, never pants.
Now that's how you open the start to the series. Fantastic work.
Wow, that went by quicker than I thought it would. It's 2 laps, that's why. Damn. Or I could have ended that qualifier a bit earlier. Ah well, it's fine. May as well be short, we gotta do like 5 of these races anyway.
Green, green, green. Go, go, go.
I like these rolling starts. At least these feel a little bit better. Still a bit janky and awkward, but it doesn't feel like, you know, a bunch of autonomous robots trying to travel along a path, right? For me, that's a pair of tracksuit pants, trainers, and a sky blue fleece. That's my errand outfit. Sounds like a nice cozy outfit right there. Perfect for multiple types of weather, even. I like it. I like it. For me, I actually do have like a pair of sweatpants and a t-shirt myself that if I'm like absolutely lazy, I will go out in that. And yeah, depending on the weather, I'll have like a light coat on me as well.
You're on the final lap.
I guess it's the kind of outfit that would work no matter
7 seconds. We're in a good
where
place.
you are, right? Because if you're like in a rural area, then, well, maybe there's a pretty high chance that no one's gonna see you. And if you're in an urban area, then most people will probably be like, well, yep, just another day in the city, right? Yeah, something you can team with a hoodie or a t-shirt if it's warm. I like layers. Layers are great. Allows you to be prepared for like different types of environments, right? Especially if it's like one of those situations where it's cold outside but warmer on the inside. Then you could just like take off the top layer and still be fine.
You were the best out there today, first class.
I'm almost certain that's like a plot. It's been a plot somewhere. Someone just like rushes out for the day, right? They're wearing like a hoodie or like some sort of jacket or something like that, and then, you know, for comedic reasons, they forgot. Oh wait, no, I forgot to have a shirt on, so they gotta like go through the entire day just wearing their heavy coat, their hoodie, and just being mega ultra uncomfortable until the jig is up, inevitably, because that's how it usually goes. There we go. 2 events down, and I believe they will have, Oh! Nope, it's rounds. Okay, so regardless of the number of races, we're just gonna advance to the next round. Okay, that's fine. I was rocking my pink t-shirt today. Oh man. Sky blue and pink. That is a fantastic combo. Also appropriate too. It's like the trans colors. Perfect for Pride Month. Oh, we're in ad mode. Ah, good old ad mode. I wonder what will I talk about? Part of me wishes ads weren't as prevalent as they were. This feels like the buck gets passed to the wrong people, right? The people who just keep demanding money more and more and more. And then these folks have to find ways to increase revenue. And even after they've exhausted all of the options that don't involve screwing over the user base in some way or another, the higher-ups will just keep demand that people keep squeezing water from that stone, and it's frustrating because it feels like we're reaching the limits of that, and the higher-ups still just don't get it. They just don't get it. It's a bummer. It's a bummer that. Welcome back from Padland. Hopefully you got something good.
Get ready to push hard. It's tight at the front. You need to get a few more tenths out of this car. Come on, you can do it.
Sorry I didn't cut that. I didn't catch that. Cut you off mid-sentence. Oh, yeah. So you're saying, you were rocking your pink t-shirt, and you combined that with the sky blue hoodie. It's pretty nice, right? Great color combo. You were rocking the transgender pride there. Perfect for Pride Month. And, you know, pink and light blue just... in general, it's just a very, very pleasant color scheme to look at. Alright, you combine that with, like, say, a pastel yellow, maybe a pastel green, and I guess, like, any sort of pastel scheme, and so it has that calming light effect on you, right? My BF Oh, okay, your boyfriend got it for you last year. Super comfy. Nice. Right. It's comfy, and it comes from the fella you love. You love the most. Has a cute floof on it and says, "Don't worry, be furry." Yeah, it rhymes too. I like it. I wonder if someone's made a song. I wonder if someone's made a song like that to the tune of "Don't Worry, Be Happy" by man. Why can't I remember what their name was right now? I feel like I've heard that song a lot. I used to hear that a lot in commercials. I think the context usually was a vacation. Because of course, right? Don't worry, be happy and go on vacation. You know, don't worry about your worldly troubles on your vacation. Just be happy that you're there. Everyone remembers the whistling part of that song. Oh yeah. I remember it too, right? That's like the second thing I remember after "Don't Worry, Be Happy." Right, and little doo-doos that he does as well. I don't know what it is with this track, but I am just missing all the corners. I don't know why I'm having so much trouble with this. This might be the one where I probably will be glad. I will gladly take I use all 10 minutes to get everything down here. One con vid I saw, they used Always a Good Time by Owl City, so fitting. Ooh. I can imagine a lot of the Owl City songs would kind of really hit you with that feeling of wistfulness and everything, right? I admit, I've listened to some Owl City songs before, but I don't think I've listened to that one before. I've heard Fireflies, of course, because a lot of people probably heard Fireflies. If you think of Owl City, you think Fireflies, most likely. I also heard their take on Dear Evan Hansen's Waving Through a Window. Those are the ones I remember the most. I hadn't heard of them till I heard When Will I See You Again on Wreck-It Ralph. It is funny how many songs and groups I've gotten into thanks to them being featured in like a movie track. Or when I listen to a movie soundtrack and just hear a song from a group that I listen to a lot. I think it was like the Avengers soundtrack. I remember listening to that. And then I realized, I think it was Shinedown that did a song for it. I think it was called like I'm Alive or something like that. And I was just like, whoa. They composed a song, an original song for a movie. It was kind of cool. I guess it was like also like Fall Out Boy. I think they did a song for Big Hero 6. The Cars OST is a good one. Got some real good driving songs on that. Oh yeah. Who can forget Rascal Flatts' rendition of Life is a Highway? It's a fun one, right? Like I listened to the original. Yeah, the original's great. Don't get me wrong, but I like Rascal Flatts' take on it too, and just to update it with a good rock style tune to it. I mean, it was on Lego Rock Band. I have to admit, I first heard it on Lego Rock Band. I didn't realize that it was like the Cars version, I guess, if you want to put it that way, of the song. But it's a catchy one. I actually remember in a restaurant, I think we were in a steakhouse, that song came on, and just like for fun, I was like, oh man, this is a song from Cars! And then my brother said, boy, is that what like, your mind first goes to? And I said, look, I know it's also Rascal Flatts, and I also know that it was like a much older song by the original artist. I just thought it would be funny. I thought it would be funny to say, ah, yeah, it's a song from Cars. Right, it's like how, I don't know, like you would attribute to an Elvis song, right? An Elvis song to Lilo and Stitch, for example, right? Obviously, Elvis is much older than Lilo and Stitch, but you imagine some folks might first hear that kind of music in Lilo and Stitch, or heck, any work that features an old artist And you get like the new folk listening into it, and it's like, ah, yes. It does predate. It does predate the work sometimes. That version is so good, such a bot. And Sheryl Crow's get real gone. Oh, I guess another one would be like Smash Mouth's All-Star. Like, I'm not sure if it originated from there or not, but I imagine most people, well, maybe not most, I shouldn't say most, but a good number of people will probably associate it with Digimon the movie, right? Now we're off to the races. I know you can't see it, but I was like looking at the bottom left, and I realized the speedometer looks different. I wonder if they're like trying to at least keep the speedometer somewhat resembles like what you might see in the car you're driving in. Oh my god! For some reason my phone keeps on like switching on and off the streaming mode, and that's why my model's just like kind of acting up a bit. It's weird. It's weird sometimes. It might be because of the weather. Like I said, my place, it does have AC, but you know, even with the AC, the temperature on average is going to be higher than say in winter. Whoa! What in the world? Oh my god! What the heck? I thought this was Project Cars, not Burnout. Jeez Louise. Nah, I kid.
This is the final lap of the race. See if you can take that guy in front of you, otherwise just bring it back in one piece.
I kind of like that, right? It's just like, yeah, you know what? Try to do as well as you can, but...
Nice one, a double overtake. Fantastic.
If nothing else, at least come back. At least come back alive. Oh well. If I can get second, I will take it. This is a 5-round championship. If I get second in like 1 or 2 races, it's not going to be the end of the world. Of course, this means I have to be like a lot, practically flawless, maybe, if I want to close the gap. Just like that, right?
You're up to first place. Great job. Keep pushing.
Thank goodness for me playing on like 13% difficulty. As I said on my first Rallycross track day, oh my god, the bumps! The bumps! Oh man. I imagine especially in a kart, you're probably feeling it a lot more. It's race 1, right? So yeah, we're doing race 2. I wonder if every round's gonna be like that. We do 2 races, then we move on.
Not long now, mate. Get ready. Green, green, green. Go, go, go.
I think means when all is said and done, this event's gonna have like 200 points as the upper limit. Guess we'll see how close I can get. Guess that would be the other thing with like lightweight fast cars. Right, you mess up once and then things just go pear-shaped real quick. Right, just like the slightest incline or the tap at a slight angle, and vehicle's just gonna go spinning. It's just gonna go careening everywhere. By the way, did you hear about Forza Horizon 4 reaching end of life? They've already delisted the DLCs for it, and come between August and December, it'll be totally gone from digital download. That's a sad day right there. Oh yeah, I did read about that, yeah. Right, the official statement is something licenses, and yeah, we know how that goes,
You're leading
right?
by 5 seconds. Good gap. Good job.
Kind of shocked, though, that they were able to stretch it out to 6 years, because 4 is usually the standard, but it's a bummer nonetheless. Game got us through the lockdowns, yeah, right? That's, like, part of the reason. Also because it's, like, the one that kind of, after, I guess, 3, made some pretty big changes, and... yeah. According to the vid I saw, it's on update 88. Yeah, and I heard the Forzathon is like on Series 77, right? It's a long runner, and you know, people probably have lots of fond memories of it, just like they would with 2 and 3. And you know, those also went and got shut down after a while, but it doesn't make it any less sad. Just another example of, boy, licenses kind of screwing over creative works.
Great driving. What a win. Fantastic job.
Like, even if it wasn't the most memorable of games, it should still be up, right? Although I didn't realize they took down the DLC already, but... yeah, that... god damn it. I guess that means I will have to try to check out Fortune Island soon. Wow, 6 messages in the inbox. Let's see, got another invite, a couple compliments and everything, okay. Oh wait, we're off to the British Track Challenge? Oh, this could be like a... special event. Doing track day cars. Apparently they're going to be closing the playlist, but you can use Forzathon points to get backstage passes to get any cars you missed. Well, that's good, right? Just open things up, right? Just throw people one last bone. Get your affairs in order before you can't use your fun bucks anymore.
Go, go, go.
It's like the last final hurrah. I do feel like that. Just makes you wonder what, like, the absolute last playlist is gonna be like. Like, I remember downloading Forza Horizon 3, like, a while ago, right? Long after got shut down. I remember just, like, checking the Forzathon segment there, and boy, it was like a somber image, right? It was just like, you know, just a vehicle kind of looking like it was staring off in the distance back towards the camera, and, like, you know, the sun was positioned in a way that was, like, in shadow too. And the title was something like One Last Hurrah, or Road to UK, or something like that. It was like the last Forzathon objective set for them to put up. The perpetual set. The one that everyone will see now if they were to play Forza Horizon 3 one way or another. Just make me wonder if 4 will do something like that. If they'll put up like one last perpetual Forzathon checklist to kind of check off, or if that part of the menu will just be grayed out after things are said and done. Glad I never uninstalled it. The other thing that I think that's like a bit of a bummer was we're like going back to Forza Horizon 3. I wanted to check out the DLC. I wanted to check out the DLC for 3, but for some reason I could not get it to download on PC. Right? I tried everything I could, but it just wouldn't download. Right? It didn't download with the base game, and I couldn't like get into. I couldn't access it within the menus either. I guess because the store listing, I guess, didn't work for it or something. Blizzard Mountain Hot Wheels, yeah. It was a bummer because I wanted to check out Forza Horizon 3 Hot Wheels Park, but I couldn't. At least not on PC, and that was a shame. Because I remember having a lot of fun with that Hot Wheels DLC. And Blizzard Mountain was like a pretty cool, unique environment too, which I wanted to try out. Part of me hopes that 4 doesn't fall into the same thing. Like if I have 4 and or I can access it on PC, that they'll allow me to get the DLC there too. I'm kind of worried now because if the DLC's been delisted already, does that mean that Fortune Island is going to be a wash now? If I want to play Fortune Island, do I have to actually play it from my Xbox One instead? That would be a bummer. Because I've been saving Fortune Island as like a rainy day kind of thing. Would be the thing I would go to if I had like, if I absolutely needed some sort of thing to play. But depending on how things go, I just might break the glass on that case, so to speak, just so we can do it before everything goes down for good. I feel sorry for those that never got the chance to get all the rare pre-order cars they had, yeah. There's all of that too, right? The limited time cars that you can no longer get. Those cars and the other reward cars they might have given out over time. And the Final Fantasy 15 car and the Cyberpunk car. Just can't get them. Like even the methods that you could originally get some of those vehicles, they went and patched it so that it would give you something else instead now, so tough beans. Good luck getting the rarest car in the game, yeah. I guess the personal bummer for Forza Horizon 4 for me was that I unfortunately got it at a point where I was in a place that had the most potato of internet, so I really couldn't enjoy it to the fullest. Well, it was like a combination of potato internet and life situation just really not giving me that much time to play Horizon 4, so the heyday of it really just passed me by. And by the time I was able to get back to the swing of things, Forza Horizon 5 was just around the corner, so I got into that instead. Yeah, I'll have to look into that and see, what the timetable is for Forza Horizon 4 winding down, and then once we, near the end date, maybe I'll do, a few streams of it as, one last hurrah. Right, one last tour around the UK, or, that part of the UK to at least remember things how they were before they aren't anymore. I was a year late to the party for Forza Horizon 4 because of money issues. Oh, man. At the very least, even if it was a year, I still had a lot of time to play it right. Especially with the game cycles being as extended as they were. Sure, It's like a bummer that you did miss out on a year, but still got to spend a good long while with it. You can say what you want about that map being smaller, but my god, it was so visually pleasing to look at. I will give it that. It was a very, very scenic locale. They definitely put in a bunch of good locations. Right, there was a quarry, that one area with the really high up train bridge, and the beach with the castle on it, and the city too. The city was like pretty cool. Right, it was like that sort of old-timey feel of a city that still felt like a city. Yep, I grinded the hell out of it. Welcome to our lush island. I was glad to be there, even if a firm of it. Hey there! Hey Venom! How are you doing tonight? Good to see ya, as always. Bamber Castle just looks imposing when you see it in person. I can imagine. Any sort of, like, you know, aged-looking building would probably just feel a lot more intimidating. Something about, like, the age of it. Just imagine the history, you know, all the events that probably went down in there. It's like, whew. And now we're just coming in, right, long after the fact. Great, and you? I'm doing quite well myself. The week has been pretty calm, pretty routine. And you know what? I'll take that. Now we get to do a little midday wind down with some Project Cars. I'm actually driving a different classic car this time around. Doing like track day cars. Little bit of a reprieve from the superkart stat that was very prevalent last week. A castle that doubled as an armory and fortress. Woo! Just pulling like triple duty there, man. You know, I just realized that does make me wonder, how are they gonna handle seasons? How will seasons work when, like, everything's all said and done? Hopefully they have, like, a contingency plan for that, right? Like, just, you know, depending on, like, the math and whatever internal workings that they be doing, this is the season we'll set the map in. I wonder if it'll be like the way they did seasons in, like, say, Pokemon. Where, like, they rotated between the 4 seasons and just had them, I think, per month, if I remember correctly. Yeah, it was the first line of defense against the Vikings. Ah, I see, okay. Makes a lot of sense then. So I got a notification that we will be entering ad mode soon, so if you need to get up, get a drink, or stretch, feel free to do so. I'll be here doing this race. It's a 3-lapper, so I might still be in the middle of it once you come back. Alright, depending if I have to restart or not, also. Go. May your ads be non-intrusive, or at the very least, not awful. I think Crunchyroll's starting a new anime season, so I have to imagine at least some of the commercials are going to be related to that, right? It's funny because I think most of the places I go to, I usually always splurge for the ad-free tier, so... Or, you know, if I do see ads, I usually just, like, click away and do something else, so... Barely pay attention to them, like in real life, right? If a commercial comes on in real life, I just, like, go do something else real quick. Just, like, walk off, go to the fridge, get a drink, get some food, or go to the bathroom real quick. Or if you're like my father, switch channels, because... Surely, the show you're skipping out can't be that important, right? If it's not important to you, then who cares about what other people think? Even if they're like, no, please, stay on that channel, because we know the commercial is going to end before you switch back. And we're going to miss, like, key parts of the show. And it's like, come on, man. Anyways, welcome back from Adland. I know the Steam sale is going to start tomorrow. Anyone looking forward to that? This is actually perfect, because we were talking about how Forza Horizon 4 is going to get delisted, and I think I was reading, too, that, like, everywhere it's featured on, it's getting, like, the deep discount, right? I saw some people say it's, like, at least 80% off, so... It would be a good a time as any to just get it, right? Might as well get it on Steam before it goes away, because when it does, I'll be glad to at least have it there. And you know what? Having Forza Horizon 4 on Steam might be the perfect excuse to just jump into that, right? Start fresh for my Steam account. You get to see all, like, the sweet intros and stuff. Now I really have to see, like, when the shutdown date is, so we get, like, a good long look at, you know, as many aspects of that game as possible. Also, why the hell are adverts always so much louder than the programs? I wonder that myself. Like, why aren't the ads, like, at the same level of volume that you set the videos to? What the heck? It's especially annoying when you, say, have, like, that video in the background, you're really not paying attention to it, and suddenly your ears just get blasted with something, and you're just like, oh, geez, okay, you gotta find out where it's coming from. And you're like, oh, that's where it's from. Oh, it's because it's a commercial. Oh, and this was just round 1 race, so this is, like, the only race. Oh, right, because it's the Track Day British Track Challenge, not the Superkart Showdown. Fantastic work there. That makes it 3 in a row, right? Keep it up, and anything you need, just mention it. Oop. I keep on forgetting I can press the shoulder buttons to go back to the home screen. There we go. We return you to a regularly scheduled Superkart Championship. Round 3 of 5. It's like they know what we're getting up to brew up, and it's like, oi, we're here, we want to sell you stuff, right? Just expect people to just be halfway across the room or something. As if some of us wouldn't have, like, our headphones on or something, and we would prefer to not have our ears blasted with sound. It's like the same deal when you start up a game and the startup screen for some reason never adjusts volume. You could have the in-game volume set to really low, and for some reason, like, the startup splashes always come at you like, yeah, turn the setting up to maximum plus 10 or something. It does make me wonder, like for most things I do, right? Whether it be like the PC volume setting or like an in-game setting, I feel like my ideal level is like around 10, 20%. Just makes me wonder who the heck is out there who's like just cranking this all the way up to 100. And are they okay? Same energy as the people you see in public, right? They're either like listening to their phones, or they got their earphones on, but you can still hear what they're listening to, or they don't, and they're just like blasting it so loud that's just like, echoing off the walls and everything. Just how do they put up with it? I mean, I know sometimes the point is not to have them put up with it, but to make other people annoyed. But still. I wouldn't mind, but there's whole channels that are 24/7 adverts. Yeah, we have some channels like that in the US too that are just like 90% infomercials and stuff. Sometimes even 100. It's like mostly cable channels. It used to be like some channels back in the day too. They would have during the day they would run like TV shows and stuff, but late at night is like when all the infomercials come out. That's when you get to see all like the weird stuff that's like poorly disguised news programs that are actually just like infomercials and things like that. Most of the time I see one of those come up and it's just like, alright, now I know it's time for bed because it's super late out there. That used to be me on the bus. I'd have my iPod full blast. Oh man. I guess on one hand, if you want to listen to your stuff and you don't have earphones, sure. But on the other hand, it's like there's other people in that space too, right? I think I was like on the bus one time as well, and there was most of the time it's like the bus driver doesn't like care, right? But the one I was on actually did, right? Because they were anytime someone started like playing something really loud, the bus driver would just say, "Please turn your volumes down on your phones." I'm like, thank you. At least someone's speaking up. Like, surely there's nothing on there that's so important, right? If you don't have headphones or whatever, that you need to play it right away, right on that bus, that instant. When you could just, like, wait to go to a private space where you can have that thing on full blast as much as you want and then listen to it there. Although, again, I get it. For some people, that's not the point. It's to make everyone else hear what they're playing for whatever reason. I hate those that play YouTube vids or music without headphones. Yeah! Same. I cannot fathom. At least for me, personally. I'd be like, man, I don't want to bother anyone else. But I know that's a me thing. I know other people do want to bother everyone else. And it's like, yes, I know they exist. I still can't wrap my head around it. On a conceptual level. I was, still am, a rebellious foxy. You know what? You keep doing that, right? Keep being yourself. No matter who you are, what you do, as long as you're true to yourself, that's what matters. Don't let other people tell you what you should be or what you need to do. Because in the end, you're the one who needs to be satisfied, and that's the person you should be listening to the most. Plus, it was a coping mechanism for me with large crowds, just shut everything out. You know what? I get that, right? Cacophonous, discordant sounds can be overwhelming. Right? You get too much of it, and it's too loud, and I don't know. It's like, if it gets to a point where I can barely hear my own thoughts, that's where things get a bit hairy. So I get that feel. All right, get something to kind of let you focus on what you need to do, getting to where you need to go. I get that. I know I made extremely good use of headphones back when I had to commute a lot more, right when I did like a lot of public transportation to get to my workplace and back. Like 9 times out of 10, I'd just be sat in my seat with my headphones stuck into the headphone jack of my, PSP or PS Vita or 3DS, or heck, even my iPhone, just doing whatever I was doing until I reached my destination. Kinda sorta missed those days. Felt like a good transition period, you know? That's that period of time where you just like could get some other sorts of business done before you started the day proper, and then when you were going home, just a way to wind down before you got back and were reunited with your little cove, little place that you carved out for yourself. I imagine a good number of people here probably use public transport in a way, maybe even a big way, right? Whether it be you did a day trip, or maybe your day-to-day routine did include, say, going on a bus or going on a train for a bit. I'd be there with my baseball cap on, my Skull Candy lowriders over the top of it. Yeah, I'd definitely be that kind of person wearing a hat and just having my headphones squarely in my ear. And a coffee cup in my left hand. Think back then, I wasn't like ordering drinks on the way, so probably for the better, since 3DSs and Vitas and what have you tend to require both hands for usage, so I wouldn't have anywhere to put that drink away. It actually does remind me of one story, one experience I had on the train that was like, I thought was like pretty cute. Because I was playing on my 3DS, right? I was on my 3DS, I was playing it. Forget one game I was playing, but like at one stop, there was this kid who got on, right? And they sat next to me. I guess they saw I was playing games, so I saw the corner of my eye. They were trying to like glance at my screen, and they're trying to see what I was doing. It was pretty fun. Just imagine that kid's probably just thinking, man, this is like the most interesting part of my day so far. This grown-up here is playing games. The world. we go, short race 1. For the most part, public transport for me consists of the park and ride bus. Ah, okay. So like you drive up to a point, park your car, and then get on the bus, and that would take you the rest of the way where you need to go. I've heard of those. Yeah, into the town center. Ah, okay. Yeah, I imagine for like the people who live further ways out, that's like a pretty good compromise, right? Like, you imagine being out there, you probably need your own personal transport, but if you're working in the city, then yeah, you probably don't want to bring your car all the way in. So yeah, just drive at least to that point, and then you can just get your public transport the rest of the way. Plus, it's an arm and leg with the pay and display to park in town. Oh, man.
You're leading by 3 seconds over second place. That's great. Keep pushing. Keep the gap.
I was reading somewhere that, like, some cities were, like, doing away with the old parking meters. Right? They used to have, like, those old-style mechanical meters that would have a needle kind of, slowly go up as you stuck change in it, and then they switched over to electronic displays, and now they're switching over entirely to like a sort of like a ticket system, where you would just like park your car somewhere, and you go to like the nearest electronic ticket printer, get your ticket, you stick that on your car, and that would be like your replacement for the meter. It's weird how tech can advance sometimes. The city bus doesn't even come where I live. Oh, man. We're just out there so far that you don't even have a bus route. Whew. I imagine it must already be bad enough if the bus were to say only go, like, stop by your place, like, maybe a few times per day, but if it doesn't come by at all, it's like, then you really have to get your own personal transport, huh? That's our pay and display. Oh, okay. Huh. I see. Yeah.
Green.
I imagine it's like a lot less to maintain and upkeep, but still got to be like extra careful, I imagine. But yeah, that's just like swinging back around too. Yeah, that's why some people will just, park a little ways out, so you don't have to worry about personally parking somewhere. You just let public transport do the work. Nice part about being in an area that has a good public transportation system. Free after 6 p.m. Ooh, that's a nice touch, too. If only all municipalities were as kind as that. Well, a friend was telling me about one of the areas they lived in. I think their pricing for transport usually depends on like how far out they would have to go. So the further they went, the higher the cost they would be. But on the weekends, they just like charged everyone one flat fee to go wherever they wanted, so that was nice, I thought. Somewhat encouraged just like, you know, doing weekend activities, right? If you wanted to say, go out to like a spot that would be a bit more remote. You could do so without having to kind of bust your wallet for it. That's pretty cool. Maybe not necessarily like a free after 6 p.m. deal, but they're at least trying to throw the commuters a bone in a way, I suppose. I getcha. A bit like here. For the past few years here, we've had a flat bus rate or bus fare of £2, no matter where you're going locally. Oh, that is nice.
You've won the race. Fantastic drive.
I know there's like some places in the US too that will do like say multiple ride deals, or maybe like, you know, if you're someone that, or even like a monthly pass that tends to be cheaper than if you paid for a fare every day. Not that much savings, but savings nonetheless. $120 points, and we're a little over halfway through the championship. You've got mail. Just more invites and more compliments. Alright, cool. Moving on. Ooh, do part 2 of the track challenge. Let's do that. The nearest bus stop is like 10 kilometers away. Sorry, 6.2 freedom units. It's far. I can tell. It's just like very, very far. Yeah.
Go, go, go.
Hopefully the bus stop has like a parking lot or something. Because, sheesh. You wouldn't walk there, that's for sure. At least I wouldn't walk there. Like a day saver or week saver, yeah. You know, like buy 10 rides, get the 11th free or something like that. I mean, I get it. Like, public transport has to get funding from somewhere, but you know, I do like it when they at least throw us a bone here or there. How squirrely this one was. Heh, don't know. My job has a parking lot. Oh, okay, okay. At least you've got that. I still find that weird. Although I know why, right? When you're driving out in the middle of the country, right? You're driving out just like fields as far as the eye can see, except for that occasional, like, really large building that you might stop by, or you might pass by that has a big parking lot. Of course it would have a big parking lot, because, like, where the heck else are you going to park with a building that accommodates a ton of people, but still. It's like a piece of Urbania that just somehow got loose and ended up in the middle of the country. Even though I know it's, like, totally not like that, but boy, does it stick out. Damn. Like, it could be like any type of building, right? It could be like something that resembles an office building, something that resembles a warehouse, something that resembles, like, say, a manufacturing plant. Just, it all sticks out. I don't know. It's like the order of nature that gets interrupted by business. Easy to get lost at my work with how big the place is. Oh man, just how big is it? Yeah, sometimes I do see buildings like that from the outside and just wonder, man, how much of a labyrinth is it like inside? It's kind of funny. Right? Like, there are other buildings where, you know, the first time I see it, right, the first time I see it from the outside, and the first time I go in, and maybe like the first few times afterwards, I have to really pay attention to signs and maps and, you know, ask people, okay, how do I get to this other locale? But, you know, if you visit there often enough, it starts becoming like the back of your hand. You start knowing where to go and what to do and where everything is. It's one of those huge distribution centers with the futuristic glass front, trucks and trailers as far as the eye can see. Oh man, must be quite the sight. That would be the other thing that would feel weird if I were to go into one of those buildings that just looks like all glass front or something. What? How must that look from the other side? I can only imagine someone who just has like a window seat and just is able to look out and into the horizon and just see the sights. I imagine that must feel like second nature after a while, but still gotta be weird sometimes. People watch, yeah. Kinda sorta like that. Yeah, if it was like a building in the middle of a city, you just get to look out and see all the people walking by on the sidewalks and just imagining, what must their day be like? What are they doing? Why are they out there? What is their purpose? And maybe if you're really bored, you start like thinking up of a story for them and thinking up of other stories for the people around them. You start thinking up of like plots in your head, and then it all manifests into some grand tale. And I'm not the only one who thinks like that, right? Whose mind just wanders and starts thinking up of like elaborate stories in their mind. People who don't even know that they're being watched. My dad once had to deliver somewhere where you needed to drive in the building. There were legit roads for the trucks inside. Whoa! It was like one of those car park style deals, wasn't it? Where like part of the building looks like it was just being supported on pillars, and it's just like, okay. Like who thinks of these things, and how do they accommodate all that? Like a little mini city inside the building itself. Also, ad break's about to start soon, so prepare yourselves. Or yeah, prepare to do whatever business you need to do when ad mode starts. That place was huge! Oh boy. Was it like, what do you call it? Ecology? One of those buildings that's meant to be like self-sustainable? Like the end game of SimCity 2000, one of your goals is just to build an ecology. Oh, there we go. Ad mode. it's been a while since I've seen like a legit TV commercial. Most of the time these days, I only ever watch TV if I go back to my like old folks' place because they watch TV, but I don't. So most of the time, I just end up not paying attention to ads unless there's some sort of article that's talking about some special ad. Usually, it's like for reasons that make the ad problematic, shall we say. I don't know. I remember way back in the day, Twitch would actually offer you just like a small stipend of bits for watching ads. I remember taking advantage of that like a lot. A lot, until I could build up enough bits so I could cheer my favorite streamer 100 of them. Kick 100 of them their way as a way of saying, hey, I got all these bits from ads, I'm gonna pass the funds on to you. And welcome back from Adland, everyone. Reminds me when I was picking up, or when I was at the Rolls-Royce factory, picking up our engines for planes. Oh, wow. That must have been a sight to look at. I can only imagine a Rolls-Royce facility probably looks very, very fancy. I don't know. Maybe I'm just like applying the image I think about when I see a Rolls-Royce car and just like passing that on to everything that's about them. I don't know, I just imagine everything, like even the buildings they're at, just being very high-class looking. Reversing all the way inside a huge cavernous place is bizarre, I bet. Having all that sound just like echo throughout the entire area. It's gotta be a weird sound. At least something that you normally don't hear very often, I should say. It was just a very big place. Don't remember what he was delivering, though. Ah, okay. Still, though, this gotta be fascinating. A building that's so massive that it has its own, like, little miniature road map. Oh, wow. Right from that camera shot, that looked a lot like a playset. It looked like someone just like set up their elaborate diorama with like the little buildings and the cars, and it's like, you know, one of those things you would see like on a table, right? It would be on one of those, on a table in the middle of a room, just like a miniature version of the raceway. Kid me always found those fascinating. Just like diorama versions of big locales. You feel like you were just like getting, you felt like super mighty, right? You were looking over this entire area. You got that sort of overview of everything. You felt like you could see everything. Nice feeling. I imagine we've all... Have you seen something like that? Like a place that just has a... Maybe not in the middle of the room, but just like a little miniaturized version of the area you were currently at. I feel like it's one of those things you might see in TV shows a lot. Like this is one of those things where someone has their vision of the facility and they've built it out, and then they show off all the things there, and you know, sight gags happen related to that. Like, yeah, this is what our plans for the amusement park are going to look like. Right, we have our roller coaster here, and our fun game time center here, and our big ol' statue here, and things like that. Imagine there's got to be like some sort of kaiju-related gags to that too. Imagine someone just pretending to be like Godzilla and just stomping their way through, pretending they're like everyone's running from them in fear because, oh no, big human. Some of the best times I've had was with one of those. It was like a floor mat or a rug, and it had a town or city printed on it with roads and stuff. You put your Matchbox cars on them and make up stories and all that. Oh, I remember seeing those mats in the store and just thinking, I wish I got to play with some of those. Because Kid B would have had so much fun with them. But we just had to make do with, like, hand-me-down play sets that we got. I mean, we did get new Lego sets, so we kind of incorporated that with, you know, our Lego figures and made up those kinds of stories. So I guess in a way we kind of had that. Does remind me of the time my older brother bought like a whole wooden train set for my nephew. Right, got him like the table and everything. And we got it all set up, and he did have some fun with it, but you know, like kids are wont to do. He moved on to other things after a while. So it was a fun time though when he was really into it. Did that so many times. I can imagine. Another race in the bag. Let's go. This means I'm the champion this one. Yeah, look at that. Another trophy for the trophy wall. Now, I probably should have read up on this, but I wonder if, does this game have... Let's see, his overview. Oh, okay, results. Oh, wow. Wait, no, this is just like the results of all the events. Okay, never mind. I thought this was like my event history or something, but no. All the events are going on right now, and they're just like, hey, you want to see how everyone else is doing for some reason? Yeah, here you go. Have fun. I don't know. I imagine. Well, I mean, since this game is already heavy on simulation, why not? Why not have the whole kit and caboodle can really get in there? Get that immersion. I plan on doing floor mats for my Miata with that just for the fun of it. Ah, that does sound like fun. Why not? Indulge yourself. Have a little bit of fun. Right, you're an adult. You make it the rules. You get to do what you want. Because it's your life. It's now or never. Oh, dropped my controller. Alright, you ain't gonna live forever. Just gotta live while you're alive. Alright, got so into doing a Bon Jovi reference, I forgot to keep holding on to my controller. What's with the boss battle music out of nowhere, right?
Go, go, go!
I mean, Project Cars came out in 2015. I think that was like the era where all the driving games for some reason had like operatic music as their background, and it's just like, alright, we get it. Cars, there's definitely an art form to them, but whew, y'all are just blowing us away with it. Like, I remember correctly, Forza Motorsport 5 had like a similar big dramatic soundtrack, and it was definitely interesting there too. Miata isn't a serious car anyways. MX-5 can be serious with the right mods. Oh, is that so? True. Great foundation for whatever you want to build. I see. Even though the early ones were seen as hairdressers' cars here. Ah. I hate it. I hate that. I hate that deal. Where it's like, car. Or, you know, just like anything in general gets associated with some group because it's not manly enough. Let's do that. I don't know why being all tough and edgy seems to be like the high standard that a lot of people set themselves for. What if I just want to look cute, right? What if I just want to be cute? I can do that too, right? Start singing I Am What I Am. There you go. I personally would start singing This Is Me. Look out, 'cause here I come. And I'm marching to the beat of my own drum. I'm not scared to be seen. Etc. I am all of me. Yeah, there you go. Here we go now. Here we go now. Still kind of wild that Crush 40 did that song, right? After they did the other songs that are more upbeat, more optimistic, like Live and Learn and Open Your Heart, and then they do this more grim, edgy song, and it's like, oh, it still made it sound cool. At least, you know, cool for those standards. I remember hearing over time, no matter what you want, Miata is the answer. Fun car, Miata. Want a cheap race? Miata isn't an answer, it's the answer. Wow. That versatile of a vehicle, huh? I'm glad that at least, you know, enough people came around to it. Driven a few, but never owned one. There has actually like a bit of other news that surprised me out of nowhere. They're remaking Dead Rising 1. Yeah, it's just, man. It's like dropping the news on a Wednesday, you know, after everyone else did their game reveal conferences, and then Capcom just comes out with this, oh yeah, we're making Dead Rising 1. I admit, I haven't watched a trailer myself, but I did hear Frank West got a new voice actor. I think it's like the third one now, right after the guy who voiced him in 1, 2, I think 3, and the Marvel vs. Capcom 3. And then they had a different guy come on for Dead Rising 4, and then I think now they have like a different guy entirely for this remake. Like, I remember the first one just being being a unique, very unique game for its time. Right, basically just like a big survival sandbox where you clearly had a task to do and things you could do if you wanted to check out the story, but if you also just wanted to go and fuck around the mall, you could do that too. Right, find everything there and just have your fun with it. And like one of the early examples of sorta, kinda meta progression too, because you did have like levels that got you moves and what have you, and achievements that you could try to reach to unlock special weapons and items and everything. Not to mention, other tasks that you would probably have to spend an entire run doing, like the one where you had to kill like 60,000 people, the population of Willamette that got referenced in future games here and there, and the most unlikely of places. Anyways, I'm looking forward to that, especially with that infamous 7-day survivor achievement. Particularly infamous because on the 360, this was like back on the 360, so and that had the red ring and all that. Imagine the 7-day achievement on Dead Rising probably exacerbated that problem. Just are they going to make you do that, or I have to imagine if they do a remake, they'll have like some sort of quick save option, right? So sort of just like, suspend your run and then come back later and then it'll delete your save once you resume or something like that, right? Even if that is exploitable in a way, at least convenient. Just checked it out with the delisting of Forza Horizon 4. It's like $25 Canadian for the Ultimate Edition right now. Nice! That does sound pretty nice. And again, with the Steam sale happening tomorrow, it's a good time as any to just get it on PC. Might as well get it. Get it for the future. I said it earlier, but, if I ever decide in the far future I just want to do like a fresh Forza Horizon 4 run for kicks and giggles. Did you see the trailer for FNAF Into the Pit? OMG, that pixel animation is so good. I know my nephew's into FNAF. Maybe I'll ask him about it. He'll probably be wondering, man, why does everything look so square? I can tell him all about the pixel art style. I mean, he's kind of sort of used to that sort of blocky style because he plays a lot of Minecraft, but, even that's in 3D, so I can still give him a little bit of history, right? And that'll be fun. I'll have fun with it. I'll try not to be snobbish about it. I hate it when people get snobby about those things. Nice deal. Even though I played the shit out of it on my Xbox One, I'm gonna pay for it again for my PC. Oh yeah. There's nothing quite like hearing that a game's gonna soon be delisted to motivate me to buy it. Like, I remember when I caught wind at Dark Void. Dark Void. I think another game was going to get delisted on Steam soon, so I was like, oh wait, I gotta look at it. Thankfully it was on sale, but even if it wasn't, I was gonna pick it up anyway, but I was able to get it before it became unavailable on PC. So, hey, maybe I'll check that out too, someday, maybe. I remember picking it up for $24.99 on sale on the Microsoft Store back in the day. Yeah, Forza Horizon is like one of those games that, give it a year or two, and then it'll get that 50% discount or more. Something real deep. Wait, the Steam sales are tomorrow? Shit, my pay is tomorrow too. Oh man.
You're on the final lap.
I just have to say, take care of your payment. Try not to overextend it, right? Even if it does feel like a lot of money. Make sure you keep your other expenses in mind too. I know I am.
V2 is 7 seconds, that's what we like.
I remember bringing up on Twitter, it's like, oh yeah, Steam sales, they're happening this week. Because the Steam Twitter account announced it too, and then someone else was like, oh yeah, it's soon. Time to see what the budget I set aside, what I can get for the budget I've set aside. I'm like, yeah, that's how you do it. Give yourself like an upper spending limit and then see what you can get from that. Although for me personally, it's like, okay, we'll get one like round of purchases, and then we'll see like what else pops up. Maybe do a second round, and then after that, back off. Although even then, I try to, you know, not go over a certain amount, right? Like, clearly, I'm not gonna spend like, you know, hundreds and hundreds of dollars on games that like maybe 90% of it I won't touch, but it's definitely trying though, because I'll just like go through the sales like, oh, ooh, well, maybe I'll add this to the cart. Ooh, maybe I'll add this to the cart. Ooh, maybe I'll add this to the cart. And then comes the painful process of, okay, what can I strike from the cart? What can I go, all right, maybe I don't need this right now. Maybe I can wait until a future sale, because that's the thing I always have to remember, right? As good as a deal might be right now, 9 times out of 10, there will probably be a future deal that will be just as good, if not better.
Green, green, green.
And if I don't plan on playing a game between now and the theoretical next period, then it can wait. 9 times out of 10, it can wait. Sure, there's like, you know, the instance of delisting here and there you might have to worry about, but most of the time, you don't. You're making me jealous with extra spending money. Sorry about that. Games that are going to be delisted are rarely not on sale because they know it's the last time they can rack up money. Yeah! That's the thing I usually appreciate when they know game's about to go away soon. They're like, alright, we're just gonna give it a 90% discount. Go get it. Get it while you still can. And we're giving you every incentive to get it too. Sure, it's just like a pure profit motive, right? Just trying to squeeze that last bit of water out of the stone, but at the very least we can benefit from it in a way. I remember there was that brief scare with the Adult Swim games because WB was just being a butt. Even though people were saying, yeah, it's like the easiest thing in the world to just like transfer the rights over to the developers, but WB just didn't want to lift their finger, even that tiny millimeter, just to let the devs do what they want with the games they developed. But thankfully, I guess there was enough of an outcry that WB finally reneged on it. Like, I don't know, it was like maybe a month ago or now, but it's like, yeah, don't worry, the Adult Swim games will not be delisted. And thank frick for that.
You've won the race.
But yeah, that was like one of those instances. I remember because I was, they had the bundle deal on Steam, and for me, I would have had to pay like maybe $90 for it. But even if it wasn't gonna go on sale, right? If they'd announced like some sort of delisting date, I would have been like, you know what, just do it, just buy it now, right? Buy it before I can't ever buy it again, even if, you know, WB just keeps being butts and not discounting it. Hopefully, I'm hoping that the Adult Swim games do get discounted for the Steam sale, although I wouldn't be surprised if they weren't, because again, WB are butts. I mean, I live with my parents, so it helps a lot, but I'm still not rolling in gold. Ah, okay. All my money is tied up in project, car, fursuit funds, and bills. Ah, I see. Yeah. Well, again, this is budgeting. Adult Swim games. What are you talking about? Okay, so there was like, it was a while ago, right, when WB was, you know, just being their usual money-hungry selves, word was getting out from the people who kind of developed under the Adult Swim Games label that they gotten like a notice from WB that they were going to like just delist the games because, you know, something to do with money, right? Like they were going to save money by delisting the games, even though all the devs were begging, like, look, please, just, you know, transfer the rights to us. It's easy, it's cheap, it doesn't take that much time. And they all just kept going, yeah, WB didn't even listen to us. They aren't going to lift a finger to let us take over publishing rights for our games that we developed. They're just going to disappear. I remember that specifically because one of the games, I think the guy just put up for free on his site because they're like, yeah, WB's just gonna take my game offline, so just to make sure that it's not lost to the ether forever, I'm putting it up on my site. You can just download it as you please. But yeah, WB finally walked that back, and they were like, yeah, don't worry, these games aren't gonna get delisted anymore. Or I guess if you're wondering like what Adult Swim Games is, it was kind of like a publishing arm, right? Like say Humble Games or Crunchyroll Games that kind of just like, you know, gives various developers kind of like funds to help get their games on places like Steam or Xbox Marketplace or the PlayStation Store. Right, that's why you get like, you know, you see like the information on some of the places where you'll see like, you know, developer, company, publisher, and that's where you'll see something like, say, Microsoft, Capcom,
Tires and brakes are up to temperature. Let's make this one
Sony,
count.
or in some other cases, Humble Games, Adult Swim Games, things like that. Okay, I understand now. Yeah. So I just remember that news just being frustrating. Because it's just like business interest, once again, kind of like just screwing over the creatives. The cold arm of business. The ones who, for them, money is the be-all, end-all. If you are not making money hand over fist, then why are we bothering with you? That kind of thing. Right, the business arm that is making Forza Horizon 4 go away. Also got another notification. We're about to enter ad mode. So this is your time to get a drink or refresh yourself during the 90 seconds in which adverts will be playing. There it is, ad mood. Does anyone remember billboards? Gotta admit, I still see billboards in the US, although it's like mostly on the highways now. Maybe the occasional billboard in the city. I remember when I was young, they used to be a lot more prevalent. Right, it'd be on the highway, and like, you know, felt like every 5 miles or so, there'd be another billboard. The best way to get yourself out there locally. All sorts of interesting ads. And I remember when the billboards would start getting like super elaborate, right? They would be more than just like you know, a printed ad on the giant sign. They started introducing things like, you know, electronic billboards, so you got like the somewhat primitive animations, although they were fancy at the time, or you get the ones that had like multiple ads on them, right? They would have like the pylons that would rotate and switch to another ad like every few minutes or seconds or so. Ad tech is so weird sometimes. Even back in the day, it was weird. Although it probably was a lot more expensive because there's a lot more mechanical and electronical stuff to mess with. Yeah, and the ones that have moving parts like a waving arm too. When it starts like extending beyond the borders of the usual. Those were some interesting times. We have those animated ones on our bus stops. A loop of adverts. Oh, yeah, you like the screens that have like rotating ads on the side. Yeah, I've seen that in pictures. It's always fascinating, especially since we still get like the single printed ads, as it were, on our bus stops. It's like either that or the schedule of the public transport. Occasionally, you'll like see ads inside the bus stop as well. Those tend to be, at least where I am, they're a bit more rare. Part of me wishes I lived in an area that got like one of those viral real-life ads. I always have fun reading about them. I think it was like just recently there was a Final Fantasy XIV event happening like somewhere in England, and they had like a giant aetheryte crystal just set up there, like the ones you would see in like the major towns in Final Fantasy XIV game. I feel like that would be just like a fun thing to see on your walk. Just like, must be some sort of big thing happening here. That's why I see like a thing I normally wouldn't see. Well, I imagine it can get annoying too, depending on the type of ad. I still remember back in the day when I think it was like Aqua Teen Hunger Force did an ad with like the Moonanites. They just like scattered them all around the city. And then the city started freaking out and called in like a bomb squad to check in all this stuff. I was like, right, to like the normal person, right, or at least to the people who are like in the know, it's like, y'all don't realize that's like a Moonanite from Aqua Teen Hunger Force, but it does make me wonder, right, even someone like me, man, do you really need to go in that far? Just didn't think there was like maybe some sort of prank. No, they immediately assumed this was like some sort of explosive. I mean, better safe than sorry, I guess, but still. You ever see those freestanding ones that are the printed ads, but on a roll of paper type dealy? The one that keeps rotating around. I can picture it, but I don't know, I don't think I've seen anything like that. Sounds fascinating, though. you just look at it and you just like pretend you're on an elevator or something because the ad just moves upward or downward. I'm not sure which direction it goes, but it kind of feels like an old-fashioned version of, like, say, one of those digital billboards that would switch to a new ad every few seconds. Like, every few seconds, it'll roll up and a new ad is there. Oh, okay, I see what you're talking about now. I've seen it in like movies and TV and probably like a video game here and there, but I don't think I've ever seen it in real life, though. I know what you're talking about, though. It's like something you would see at a theater, right? A theater that will just like rotate between different movie posters. That must have been interesting to, like, set up, I imagine. It's like, you know, you're going into work one day and your boss goes, alright, so we just got word that we gotta put in a new ad roll in one of our ad displays. I need you to get into the ad machine there and swap out the old one. And it's probably like a similar job to those who have to put a new ad on the billboard or, like, take down an old one. It's like, alright, we need you to go out to this highway, to this spot here, and, you know, slap on this new ad on the billboard. It's like those old school blackboards that would roll around like that. Oh! Kind of like what The Outer Worlds was parodying, I suppose, with those floating robots that would kind of belt out the jingles and then you see on the screen, you know, the picture of the ad and stuff. Like the Art Deco future version of that.
The race director's given you a warning for cutting the track, so you've got to start respecting track limits. Keep it between the white lines.
Alright, radio fella.
You're leading by 5 seconds. Protect that gap, keep pushing.
Yeah, I've seen them in their cherry pickers and a broom for the glue. Huh. Still probably a step up from the folks who would say have to like wear one of those double-sided standee like things that had just like a giant billboard on the front and back, or like those folks who have to stand out like close to a highway and just stand there and spin an arrow for like hours. I know a lot of people who had to do that and they were not happy about it. That just tires you the heck out. You gotta look like a showman the whole time. It's just like, bleh.
Great driving. You've nailed it. That was absolutely dominant from start to finish.
If it's a block of flats, they'll have huge writing on, like, if you lived here, you'd be home by now. Oh, man, really? Spinning arrow, cash for gold, something like that. Either that, or they're advertising a restaurant, or, you know, back in the day, like the video rental service. Race 2.
Green, green, green.
I do hate how the recession, the aughts recession, kind of brought back the prevalence of those folks who will take those valuable things off of you for pennies on the dollar. whole buy low, sell high, kind of take it to the extreme. So there it's just really bamboozling you out of your hard-earned stuff. It's been years since I saw someone wear one of those sandwich boards. Probably a good thing, because I can't imagine that being good for your body, like, at all. At least not for extended periods of time. Like, kind of thing where, like, maybe even telling someone to wear it for 30 minutes is probably asking for a lot. Because imagine those back in the day probably weren't designed with human comfort in mind.
You've got a 3-second lead, that's great. Stay focused and keep pushing.
Thankfully, most of those I've seen these days is usually just like a sign they set up on the sidewalk for passersby, right? We'll just show them like a menu, or they're special for the day, or like maybe some little joke related to their establishment. Try to entice you to get in there and see what they got. Those I find fun. I'd so wear a mascot suit, though, for advertising something or a sports team. Yeah, I could see that. I guess if, depending on the outfit, I might be up for it. A suit might be a bit much for me, but if they had me wearing, like, a different kind of costume, I might be into it. Yep, we have that a lot here. We're drowning in restaurants in this town. Yeah, I've seen that in, like, the places I stayed at, too. Of course, they were urban areas, so you would have, like, the personal shops everywhere.
That's it, you did it! You are the champion! Fantastic driving!
I am the champion, my friend. And I kept on fighting till the end. I am the champion. I am the champion. Oh my god! So if we're getting a trophy cutscene like this, that means I have to have hit the end of the season, right? Yeah, they're saying superkart champion, so that means I've become the best of the best in this class. It's time to move on to a new class and go and dominate that. That smoke effect, just to give that more of a mystical feel to it. It's like, you did it, you've got the mystical superkart trophy. Add that to your trophy case. Ooh, been endorsed by, what is that? Sheriff Tizer energy drink? Okay. Still nothing's letting me, get a new team. Do I have to go here, perhaps? Historic TC2. Seeing on, like, the bottom right corner, there's, like, a jump to my next event, and it's still saying Kart Club Trophy. Am I stuck here? Well, it's still saying Season 2, so I have to assume maybe this is like the in-between part? I don't know. Guess we'll just go here. Historic Touring Cars. I assume this is like the side event for me to do here. 90% of them are Italian, enough pasta to sink a ship with. Ooh. Got all the carbs, just all sorts of carbs. Carbs here, carbs there, carbs everywhere. Personally, I like pasta. I don't know. I've developed a taste for it. I have lots of pasta dishes that I'm a fan of, right? I like my personal favorites, like chicken fettuccine alfredo. Sounds fancy, but it's actually like a lot simpler than you think it is, right? Just noodles, cream-based sauce, and chicken. Boom, there you go. Either that or spaghetti. That's like personally comfort food, to be honest. I did eat a lot of spaghetti while growing up. My parents would make that a lot. They had an interesting way of doing the sauce, right? Because I know most of the time spaghetti normally is done with, like, you know, putting the noodles on and then you put the meat on and you kind of put the sauce all over that. But the way my parents did it, they always like mixing the tomato sauce with ground beef. So you kind of have like it all in one place, right? The beef would just be completely coated in the sauce, and that's how I ate spaghetti growing up, and that's kind of like what I'm used to. Although these days, admittedly, I do more of like the spaghetti noodles, sauce, and meatballs route. That I feel like it's like that's more along the lines of spaghetti that I've seen depicted in most media. And I still have a soft spot for like the meat mixed in with the sauce kind of deal. Do it occasionally, especially if it's like chicken spaghetti. I usually just like mix the chicken with the spaghetti sauce and then serve it that way. Works well. And it's just like fewer things for you to have to put in containers as well, right? Because it's like, you know, you can put the sauce and meat in one container and then put your noodles in another container, and that's like, you know, fewer containers you have to contend with down the line. Italian restaurants and chip shops are the most common ones. Oh. I see. Spaghetti, or Spag Boy is the perfect comfort food. Yeah. I feel like, at least for me, it's like not too hard to make. Well, I say make, right? That's in air quotes, because my way of making spaghetti is pretty much, you know, take spaghetti noodles out of the box, stick it in boiling water, and boil it for as long as I need to. Get jar spaghetti sauce, pour that into a small pot, and then heat that up. And then get meatballs, and then, you know, stick them, and then put that into a saucepan, and then, you know, heat them up. And then put noodles on plate, put meatballs on plate, and pour spaghetti sauce on top of all that, and boom, spaghetti. Oh yeah, and Parmesan cheese. We can forget the Parmesan cheese, although I have to admit, I don't use like actual Parmesan cheese. I use the one that comes in a plastic shaker and is mixed in with cellulite to make it not 100% Parmesan. Honestly, I really should just get like a block of Parmesan and then grate it, because I feel like I could get more authentic, at least better tasting spaghetti, I imagine. Probably tastes better. Probably do that next time. See if my store sells blocks of Parmesan and then do it that way. Just to make sure I don't get too much Parmesan, right? Just enough for, like, you know, the spaghetti I make, and be good with that. Do you seal the meatballs off and then finish them off in a tomato sauce? That is exactly what I do, yes. Yeah, that way the meat juices don't go to waste. It's in the tomato sauce, right? It's like, you know, making sure you get all the flavors in there. It's like a similar tactic I use if I do fried rice with like a Chinese sausage as well. I'll like boil the sausages in water, and then I'll use that water to cook the rice. So that way I kind of like, you know, keep that flavor in there, right? Get the flavor from multiple sources. Works pretty well. Cars are so goddamn squirrely. Seriously. And they don't go all dry and rubbery. Rather, like doing your own stock. Yeah, exactly. It's like how in the old days, you know, you use every part of the animal. Right? Not only do you use the meat, but you also use the bones to make your soup stock. Like, I remember that being the method for gravy, too, right? You would, like, get the beef fat, or the chicken fat, and then you would, like, you know, you mix it in with some other stuff, and boom, gravy. That was before they started offering them up in jars. I do a similar thing when I have lamb chops. I use the juices as the base for my gravy. Yeah, there you go. Exactly. Everything must be consumed, right? It's more like you're not letting anything go to waste. Because, hey, there's still, you know, flavor and nutrients to be had in the other parts. You know, it's not like they're inedible or anything, because if they are, obviously don't use them, but if you can use them and you can make something good out of them, well, why not? It certainly makes one wonder, though, like, who was the first person to think, man, what if I just decided to boil these bones here? Let's see what happens, right? Was it like a trial and error thing where they just decided one day, hey, maybe if I boil these bones here, I might get something out of it? Add some onion slices and you have some super tasty onion gravy. I can imagine, yeah. Man, did I even put up a lap time? I feel like... okay. Sliding off the track. OMG, those squealing brakes, though. Yeah, alright. Reminds me of this old car I used to have. The brakes were just extremely loud for some reason, right? You step on the brakes and you hear just this practically ear-splitting shriek, right? At least it sounds like it was ear-splitting. Like, even inside the car, it was very audible. So I can only imagine what it must have sounded like outside. But it was just like... no matter what the mechanics did, like, they couldn't find some way to mitigate it. So I just had to put up with that the whole time. And I was like, ugh. I love that car to pieces, but... I don't know, I was kind of glad to be here. Kind of glad to see it go. Bit like that screech you get when your fan belt is on its last legs, huh? I had to keep that in mind. If I hear like some sort of screech-like sound, I was like, oh wait, maybe I should be looking under the hood, or at the very least take it into a mechanic so they can get it checked up before it gets worse. Copper paste will fix any brake squeal. Oh, is that so? Hey, tonight I learned. Keep that in mind. Jesus, just check it out. I have 641 hours on Forza Horizon 4. Oh, wow. That's like 25 days. Just imagine playing a game for like 25 days straight. It's wild, man. Every hour is worth it. I'm sure every hour was worth it. I want to check my playtime in Forza Horizon 5. Like, even if it was only like 4 years, I had to have put some time into that. Yeah, just rub that on your pads and you're good to go. Huh. I'll have to keep that in mind. Copper paste, though. I didn't even know that was a thing. I could see that. I could see why it's a thing, though. $3,750 hours I have in Euro Truck Simulator 2. I mean, I have 1,200 hours in DayZ. I want to check my Steam playtime now. I wonder if there's some way I can, like, sort it by playtime, just to see, just for my morbid curiosity. Which game have I been sinking a lot of time into? I feel like there's, like, some games I look on there. It's like, yeah, your playtime is, like, triple digits. I'm like, whoa. Time well spent, no doubt, but whoa. Really lets you put, like, a perspective on things. Granted, it's like one of those games that's been running for a very long time, then, yeah, you could see why. 3,750 hours is 156 days and 6 hours. Oh man, like 3 months straight. But it's probably just like a testament to how good the game is, right? Drew you in for that long, held your interest, and all that. Yeah, super chill, I can imagine. God dang it. This car does not like it if you go too fast around the curves. And if you go off track, that's when things get like super duper hairy. You have 3 laps to catch up to the front of the pack. Anyways, we're about to enter ad mode again, so get yourself another drink or just relax, and soon will be your time. And, okay, can I just restart? Yeah. Man, I botched that super hard. I wonder if I should just do a restart session, because I'm starting to, like, the middle of the pack, and that's that may be part of, like, what's doing me in here. Certainly didn't put out the best qualifying times, that's for sure. On the account of me just not figuring out the track and the car and how to put them together. Like here, seriously. Felt like I was turning as far as I could, and yet still careened right off track. God damn it. And I try to get back on the road, and I just end up going in circles. Like how there's like a simulate rest of session, but laps remaining 3, so I really don't have access to that. course, that's like due to time scale. I imagine if I turned up the time scale to maximum, then I could do my 3 laps, try to get my performance as good as possible, and then go from there. But not this time. One thing is for sure, though. I am, like, absolutely incentivized to stay on the road, as it should be, of course. Right, it was, like, already super duper incentivized in motorsport, but Project Cars just amps it up. It's like, yeah, don't try to play this like an arcade racer, because we'll pay the price for it. See, gotta admit, I drove like way less recklessly this time, and I'm doing remarkably better. Funny that you just play by the rules. You play like you're supposed to. Play the game wants you to play, and things go better for you. Who would have thought, right? And at the time, I played Xbox, so I had to pay for Xbox Gold to play online. Worth it. Ooh. I remember when Xbox Live Gold and Game Pass were separate things, but now they've rolled them all together into one. At the very least, they've deprecated Xbox Live Gold, and now Game Pass is like your online service and Netflix for games wrapped into one. Seriously, one error, and I'm just like, whew. It's kicked back 10 places, but I guess if I, don't get hasty, maybe I can work myself back up. Plus, it's good fun going from one side of Europe to the other on a big road trip. Oh yeah, I get that feel. Right, can sort of do that in American Truck Simulator. At the very least, you can go from like north to south. You can't really go east to west because they haven't gotten that far yet. Looks like this track needs to be a bit wider. Yeah, just a little bit. A little bit wider than having just so little room that even 2 cars will have trouble being side by side. I swear, the best time to kind of get ahead, try to establish your place is at like the beginning of the race, because that's when everything's it's like one error and everything just goes pear-shaped. Alright, I got one more lap. If things don't work out then maybe I will restart again. I mean, it is a simulation game, so it's just staying true. It's just staying true to real life, I imagine. Right? You're not gonna get your magic comeback like you might in other games. Only through patience and perseverance will you get anywhere within these leagues. Three wide is never gonna end well. Throw those anchors out a mile before the turns. And if only we had like those jet moto style magnetic pole grabber things that lets you take tight turns. So yeah, he took that one a bit fast. Yeah, I'm gonna restart. I feel like this one just might be a wash. We might be at this race for a bit. Already one lap in, and it's like, yeah, if I error that late, it's just gonna be hard to make up from there. Yeah, and if I like start turning funny even a bit, right? Then the car just gets all haywire, goes sideways. It's like, ah, man. Just gotta be like extra careful with this one. There's always that one race that can ruin your day. Yeah, always that one level, right? You're just like going along relatively smoothly, and you just hit that metaphorical brick wall. It just like no matter what, feels like no matter what you do, you're just getting rocked every which way. You know, it takes you a long time, but it takes you a long time and a lot of tactics, trying out different kinds of tactics to finally find the one that gets you through. Has anything like that happened recently? You just had that one level or that one race that just drove you up the wall. I think for me it would probably be this one. Like, goddamn. It's like 90%. Well, I wouldn't say 90%. It's probably like 40% the track and like a whole lot more to do with this car. This car just feels like one of those carts you have at the supermarket that has that one wheel that just wobbles even if you're trying to push it straight. And it feels like if you even, like, you know, let go for a second, the whole thing just goes absolute haywire. God damn it. Muscle memory. I pressed Y because I was trying to rewind, but this game doesn't have rewind. Gotten too accustomed to rewind, I swear. These vintage race tires aren't the best. Yep, I always seem to get that trolley with the ropey wheels, right? See, everyone else is just like, you know, having a regular old day with their cars, and you're just like, man, it is a struggle just trying to make sure this thing doesn't go careening into the shelves. Why can't I get one of those carts instead? At this point, I'll just settle for podium. If I get first, fantastic. But as long as I get third or better, I'm going to move on. Of course, 90% of this could just boil down to me hey, pay attention to the driving line, me. If it starts turning yellow, then hit the brakes. Me. Like right now. Don't try to eke out that little extra speed to try to get ahead of the next position, because you'll just end up doing something like this. I don't think I even did anything wrong there. Maybe I turned too early. Maybe that was it. It felt like all of a sudden my car is just like facing in the wrong direction for some reason. That curb. Probably it, yeah. Yeah, physics. To be honest, I think even if I, like, you know, gotten a good enough time to qualify for first, probably wouldn't have helped much, because, you know, I would have gotten a turn wrong somewhere that would have completely reversed my fortunes anyway. Honestly, it's like this race right here, where it feels like one error just sends you halfway back to the back of the pack, and you know, you gotta fight hard to get your way up there, but in your haste you keep on making more errors, which keeps knocking you back down to the middle of the pack, and it's just like, ugh. It's a vicious cycle. Right, I'm doing everything I can to try to correct myself, but car is just like, nah, what if I just, like, kept on going in that direction and then, you know, just, like, sent you into a wall? Wouldn't that be more fun? Yeah, and then you end up overdriving the car trying to catch up, right? Again, a whole haste makes waste kind of deal, but it's like, man, if only I could just, like, not mess up once, I could have this race in the bag. On the flip side, I have to not mess up even once, and that's, like, at least for me, that is a really, really big ask. And yeah, I know it's like a skill issue, I know it's a me thing, but yeah, right, you get like an instance like that too, where car's like, hey, I sneezed on you, and your car's just like, it just goes, wait, I can't, what, you're trying to steer me, what, I can't hear you, sorry, I'm too busy getting sneezed on. This is like one of the things about being in the middle of the pack. It's like, yeah, more opportunity to kind of mess yourself up, but right, like something like that AI racer just like getting back on track, and that just ends up, you know, tapping me in the corner, which unfortunately, a car of this nature, it's like getting tapped anywhere, suddenly the tires turn into ice and the road turns to butter, and you're just like, you're suddenly just like doing blue Danube on the asphalt. Yeah, I'm gonna yeet you into the grass now. Good luck to everyone else. It do feel like that. Part of me wonders if I should just like start a new career, maybe start in like a slightly higher tier. Because despite becoming like the superkarts champ, still doing like a superkart season. Like, yeah, I don't know. Thought maybe when like the championship was done, maybe then they would have given me the offer to race in another class, but maybe I should read up on how the career mode works. I thought I would have been able to, you know, get like the full tour of cars by just playing as the one person, but if I gotta switch things up to see the rest of them, then maybe I'll do that. Maybe we can just leave, you know, Azure Beep's career off on an open-ended note, right? We'll just saying they continued driving supercars to this day, and start another person's rise to fame in a different category. Sadly, I have to head off to bed now. Good luck racing. All right, have yourself a good rest, a good sleep, Molecular Shadow Fox. Thanks for stopping by, and thanks for the good luck as well. I am going to need a lot of it. It's kind of funny. I feel like every race before this was like, you know, not too bad. Maybe this is what I should do. I should just like get out of here and then turn the difficulty down like by a step or two. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. Progress will be lost. Yeah. Instead of just like running into this metaphorical brick wall repeatedly, we'll just dial it back. I know that's like, you know, not ideally you would want to maybe just like, you know, learn your way through it, but after a certain point you just gotta go. Yeah, maybe we'll just call it here. Well, I can at least appreciate that, you know, they do let you change the settings and then get right back in where you left off. You don't have to do the qualifiers again, you just get back right in that race. This actually makes things convenient, because that means you can just leave off at any point in your career, and you can come back to it. Your career will still be there waiting for you. I can appreciate that. Also have to say there's absolutely no shame, you know, racing at the difficulty you're comfortable with. It can be anyone you want, right? If you're the type of person who enjoys having that challenge and, you know, having to retry over and over until you finally get the perfect run, that's cool. And if you're the type of person who wants to take it easy, want to feel like an absolute champ as you completely dominate your opposition, that is okay too. There's no wrong way to play a game. Especially if it's like a single player mode, because, you know, whatever motivates you to keep playing, that's what matters. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. I appreciate that games these days kind of recognize that too, where, you know, it's like back in the day, easy mode used to be mocked, right? It's like, you know, they would have the names that would imply you're a wimp, or like some sort of picture that would imply that you're a wimp, or some other feature that would indicate to the world that you're a wimp. But now these days, the difficulty settings tend to be more something like, for those who want to enjoy the story or want to feel like an absolute badass. I'm like, yeah, because that's like one of the reasons why someone might want to, you know, play at that setting. They just want to whine. What the heck? This is at 5%, mind you. I have a right mind to just, like, drag this down to 1% and see what happens from there. Because even 5% is, like, going absolute nutso. Hey, Azure, not great out there. What happened? Hoping you can pull it back in the actual race. Every point counts, I know. At least they're trying to be encouraging, right? While still... you know, reflecting the reality of the situation. You know, you're not doing great out there. Hopefully, this is just a setback and you'll be able to bounce back. When when it starts becoming a trend, or becomes the norm, that's when it starts being a problem, right? Like maybe a one-off bad day, you can at least write it off, but you know, when it becomes a pattern, that's when you gotta start looking at the grand scheme of things, going, alright, is there something else that might be affecting me? There's something else that's happening in life that might be affecting me? Yeah, that was me. That was entirely me. I will completely own up to that. I did read somewhere that Steam was, Steam updated the client, so now you can do, like, recordings. You can do recordings for any game you, like, start from Steam. Seems like a good feature to have on there, right? Considering, like, you know, the consoles, the Xbox, PlayStation, and even the Switch allows you to record. This is what I get for getting all up-ons in that vehicle. Again, on me. But yeah. Seems like a perfect fit and just super convenient, because now if you want to like record a video for one reason or another, you can just do it from the comfort of Steam itself. You don't have to set up some sort of external program to record your gameplay, right? Imagine some people might have done that. I've done that a few times actually. I've just used OBS to just record the screen for some gameplay stuffs and turned that into video footage. God. Despite the lower difficulty, I'm just getting too complacent. I need to race like I always do. I imagine lowering the difficulty here just increases the margin of error. If I still mess up on the track, I still mess up on the track. That's something only I can correct. Yeah, I was saying before, I did record like footage myself through OBS for some of my shorts. Like, you remember the ones I did with like Hitman and I think Ziggurat and Fall Guys, right? The end of the week celebration shorts. I used OBS to record some in-game footage, and then I went and worked things from there. I need to start doing some more of those. So it's like, there's like a victory screen I can use as like a metaphorical end of the week celebration. Right? Had Ziggurat 2, Fall Guys, Hitman. Is there some other game with like a big old overblown end of level celebration, or you won the game celebration? Give you what you probably feel like for surviving till the end of the week. I swear to absolute frick. One error! All it takes is like one mistake and suddenly you're just staring up from the bottom. It's like a metaphor for real life, right? Slowly building your way up, you finally... right, and in one moment, it just all goes sideways. Up and down and all around, it just all goes wrong. Just like, jeez. What happened? I don't know, I kind of felt like that, right? The first time I got laid off from my job, right, when they just called me into the office and said, yeah, we're eliminating your position, and therefore you are no longer working for us. Here's a box. We want you out of here by noon. I remember that day. I just went home. Right, after packing up everything and walking out of there for the last time, I went home. I just like played some fucking Hitman. Just played Hitman, I think it was 2016 because that was the game that was out. Just played that. Played that a few times. Then I had to start getting things together for the post employment days. I was trying my darndest, right? Because I wanted to stay in that area, but I was trying my darndest to find like a new position, but it's like despite shooting out, you know, applications, resumes, cover letters everywhere for like, you know, a few months, Couldn't find dilly squat, so I just had to move home, right? My lease on my apartment was over, and you know, without a steady source of income, I just had to go home. Thankfully, I was able to find a job there after, but it took a while there too. It was a pretty miserable time throughout. Thankfully, I'm like somewhat back on my feet again. I mean, that's why I'm here streaming, right? Hopefully things will stay this way. I think the current job I'm in is like a bit more stable. At the very least, they're not gonna like, you know, cut employees loose for no reason. Like, if whatever you're working on just, like, ends up being done for one reason or another, they'll try to find something else for you to do. And in the meantime, they'll just go, yeah, just, you know, try to practice some stuff, learn up on some things, read what you can, do a little training while you're, like, in the down period between projects. So, I can appreciate that. They're just not gonna leave you like high and dry. Yeah, maybe that curb jump there should have been one that like absolutely ruined me, but somehow it didn't. Oh my god. First place. Now I just have to like not fuck up for the next 2.5 laps or so. Oh boy. That was the real challenge. Uh-oh. I forgot to check if this is like race 1. If this is just like a 1 race deal or if I gotta do like a 2nd race after this. If I remember correctly, this was like a session. There was like 4 sessions of this, which means there's a, you know, the drive around, get used to the track session, the qualifying session, and then the rest of the sessions are like race sessions. There's a 2nd race. Ugh. Well, hopefully, if I finish this race in first, that means it'll put me in first place for the next race, and that means it'll have like a sort of easier time. I think this also highlights just how used I got to rewinds in other games, because, you know, in other games, if you make an absolutely catastrophic error, you know, you just press Y, or hold Y as it were, and, you know, go back to the point before you made a catastrophic error, and try to do something different, see if you can try to maybe do something that's not quite as catastrophic. You know, it's one of the things I appreciate about the Crew Motorfest, because they have a rewind option. Right? It's like the Crew 2. You had to reset your car and just like pray and hope that it wasn't gonna completely mess you up. But Motorfest is just like, yeah, hold Y. You know, you get like a whole ass 15 seconds you can go back to. Sure, you'll be eating a time penalty, but, you know, price to pay for convenience, and I'll gladly take it. But yeah, I know that's like a skill issue. All I have to do is just like, you know, drive good. If I drive good, then I can get through races no problem. That's how it be. I guess the thing is that until this race, hey, you saw it, right? Rest of the races, maybe not that much of an issue. And even if I did mess up, it wouldn't kick me back like it does here. We're about to do lap 3 very soon. Yeah, we already see the finish line on the map up there. I keep on forgetting to turn off the names for single player, because I really don't need that. I don't need to see, you know, giant floating Azure beep on the corner there. It almost looks like it's part of the HUD, right? It doesn't look like it's part of the, just part of the world itself, but it is. It's just like, you know, such as, because the car is like in at the very least the chase cam is pretty good at keeping the car in the center, so it looks like the name and the position indicator for my driver is in a static position, but it's just part of the world, and it's just like relatively same position. Makes it feel like one of those diegetic UIs, right? The ones where, you know, shakes and tumbles a little bit to make it feel like you're in the vehicle itself. Make it feel like it's a bit of an impact, right? You hit the wall and then the HUD shakes a little bit to let you know, oh man, that was an impact. You know, another thing I read up on since last week? Remember when we talked about those Netflix centers that were opening up? I actually read into them what they were all about, and it's essentially what you think, right? It's just like the theme park version of, like, you know, the big hit shows Netflix has. They'll have, like, you know, attractions and shops related to the popular programs they have on there. So it's pretty much like Disneyland or Universal Studios, although I'm guessing this one's going to be a bit more fluid and interchangeable as, you know, the popular shows change over time. So, like, you know, for example, they might have a Stranger Things zone, right? If that's still popular, I don't know if it is, but, you know, if there's another show that becomes an unexpected hit, they might have you know, shops and centers related to that. That's basically what it is. It's like adult theme park. Well, at least I got round 1 finish. Okay, so it's just a race. Just one race. Thank frick. And I gotta do this like 4 more times. I gotta go to the next Kart Club Trophy event. Or no, the historic TC2 event and race in that. Well, I am driving touring cars, right? Even though it says I'm 250cc superkart. So, I don't know. Maybe this is gonna be the route for now. It still does say Season 2 up there, so... Maybe this is like the post-season event. Maybe this Kart Club Trophy is like an off-season event. We'll do 3 rounds of this, and I don't know, maybe a couple more one-offs, and maybe when the new season rolls around, we'll get our choice of teams and perhaps get to pick a new event. But, oh man. Yeah, I don't know. That one took a lot out of me. Just, ugh. I am absolutely drained, and yeah, sorry for if I got bit into the weeds there, but oof. When you're like on the absolute roll, right? You're just like you're just moving on. You're just going boom, boom, boom. Next event, next event, next event. Suddenly, you just get hard stopped. You're trying to do everything you can short of lowering the difficulty, and then even when you lower the difficulty, it feels like it's like a monumental feat to overcome. I remember seeing a tweet. I saw a tweet a while ago, and it was related to Elden Ring, right? And they were saying, right, you can lose to a boss, right? The boss can kick your ass like hundreds of times, but you only need to defeat it once. You only need to get that one run where you get everything down right, minimal errors. You need to defeat it once, and then you'll have it done for good, provided you don't do like New Game Plus or roll a new character or anything like that. But once you're done with that, you could say you did it, right? All that work, effort you did, all those retries you did, all the times you spent learning the boss's attacks patterns, figuring out the timing of your own attacks, what and what builds you can use to perhaps get a leg up on it. It all comes down to that one moment, the one run where you get everything right and you win. That race kind of felt like that. Even if I did turn down the difficulty, it was like the one race where had the least amount of errors, got all the turns, entered them properly, exited them properly, tried to avoid cars as much as possible, and was able to get first place out of it, and that's all I needed. So I don't have to look at that race again, except for the part where I have to do the touring car, another 3 touring car races, but we'll save that for next week. For now, I will probably just maybe wind down by watching videos and something before I go to bed. But for now, I think I will call it here. But yeah, thanks to everyone who came by and stopped in and chatted and hung out, and even if you just lurked, I appreciate each and every one of you. I'll be back on Friday, where we'll definitely be playing, or I should say, we'll be playing a game where we'll definitely be making some progress, right? I feel like there probably won't be any hard stops unless I get lost, but even that's gonna be pretty hard, because I feel like these DLCs are a bit more streamlined, right? You're not gonna enter a new area and get swamped by side quests. It's like, saw Pero on Gorgon, there was only the 2 side quests. I got one of them done pretty quick, and I'm like 50% of my way through the other one. Feel like I'll probably be able to complete along the way, so yeah. Well, we'll see if we can complete Pero on Gorgon on Friday, right? Hope you'll join me for that, but for now, let's find someone to raid. And I'm gonna start back up my music I've been playing beforehand. You notice I don't use like Project Cars music anymore because the last 2 VODs I had where I just played music from the OST, I got them, they were muted, right? And specifically it was like the beginning where I didn't add anything else. It got muted. I actually remember I remember remarking about it on Twitter and Blue Sky, and someone else came in and said, yeah, it's happened to me too, but if you like, you know, go in and appeal it, then they'll usually take it off. And then thought, hey, you know what? Good idea. I'll keep that in mind for next time, thanks. And then I was like, alright, it's time. I saw it happen again, and I was ready to like go and appeal it. But then I saw I had to enter in a lot of information. I had to enter in like my name and my address, and I had to go, yes, I believe I am able to play music. I'm like, I don't know. I went and saved a highlight of it. I clipped out like the beginning, and that didn't get muted for some reason, so, you know, bots just going haywire. But I got like a non-muted version of the VOD, so I'll just leave it be, right? As the old saying goes, pick your fights. Don't try to fight everything, because you'll just end up tiring yourself out. Yo! Hello, Gunter Maxwell. How are you doing tonight? You happened to catch me while I was about to raid someone, but you know, it's good seeing you in any case. How are you doing? Oh yeah, I should probably stop raids too. Let me stop raids. Past the time when I think anyone would be raiding into me, but we'll just make sure the raid finder doesn't suggest me. Doing good, glad I caught you last second. That's always a good feeling when you're able to get in there and at least see him off, right? Oh yeah, it's like one of the things I forgot to talk about too. The Elden Ring DLC came out. Like seems like almost everyone is playing that. I have to admit, that is like one of the things I'm looking to maybe pick up from the Steam sale. Hopefully Elden Ring will get like some sort of discount. Even if it's like just, you know, 20% or 30%, that might be enough. Although if I were to play it, it'll probably just be like one of those things I play on my own time. I don't know if I'll play it on stream. Because everyone else is already playing Elden Ring already. I imagine you've already seen, or at least know where you can see someone play through the base game. I'll just play that on my own time and then enjoy it my way, right? Y'all take care. My pals have been all over it. Yeah. Good amount of streamers I've seen are either getting to the Elden Ring the first time, or of course are like getting right into Shadow of the Erd Tree. Either way, they are all having a good time of it, although I know it's a bit of a kerfuffle, as there usually is with these games. They'll be like, oh man, I'm getting my butt kicked 6 ways to Sunday. And someone goes, yeah, you know, there's like a mechanic in there that you can do to try to ease things up, right? You're not meant to just like beeline your way to the bosses, because that's how you get your ass kicked 6 ways to Sunday. Okay, I'm kind of looking at someone here. Oh, man, I like the way their model looks. Wonder... Oh, no, wrong thing. Alright. How's things been for you? It's been a pretty typical week, right? Nothing major happening in work, in life, but you know what? That's a good thing, right? Better a pretty good week you can kind of breeze your way through, rather than a turbulent week filled with challenges left and right. Okay, looks like they have raids on, but we'll see. We'll see this goes through in any case. Yee! Good to hear it. All right, Atoshi is playing Minecraft. Looks like they're in a collab right now. I think this is just the thing. Well, you know, maybe not just me, but it's like mostly me. But yeah, I could use with a little bit of relaxing block building to wind things down. All right, raid message. Here, it's my mood right now. If you're joining in on the raid, hit them with we survived the touring cars. And if not, have a good rest of your week. I'll see you on Friday for more The Outer Worlds. Take care. Brick walls, am I right? Alright, see ya.